Okay, let's keep this hand. And I think what we're going to do is just going to Surveil turn 1 and turn 2, and then Thoughtseize turn 2, and then Necro in turn 3. I'm the quietest streamer on Twitch. I mean, I keep turning up the gain. I don't know. We'll circle back to audio complaints later. Yeah, Plunge into Darkness is just it is very, very sweet with Cosmogoyf. Okay. Definitely going to be a combo kind of game. They have a K command, and they have Tron, and they have a Ugin, and they have a Karn. All of these feel like kind of the same card. What could they get with Karn that I would care about? Doesn't really seem like that much. I think I want to take the Ugin so that on turn 3 they don't just get to passively kill my Necro if I'm not set up to fling the Goy for lethal next turn. You just need an audio engineer? Yeah, just an audio engineer. That's it. I have had people come in, mess with it. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much more about it. Okay, I'm going to pay 17 life. I guess I could be worried about Karn Ballista if I don't find a Soul Spike. Let's see how, like, I really feel like I need to find the Soul Spike anyways to try to kill them next turn. Okay, so population size is 49. I'm going to be, let's say I draw 17 cards, and there are 4 Soul Spikes in my deck. I'm 83% to hit, versus if I draw 16, I am 80% to hit. I think I'll just take I'll take the 83. Well, hold on. You know what? Maybe I need to think a little bit more about this too, because they're going to be at 16, and then if I draw 17 cards, those 3 from Soul Spike are going to go into exile. I'm going to have 21 cards down to 18, discard 13 of them. So I'll have 13 cards in exile, and the opponent will be at 16. So a single fling from the Goyf isn't going to be enough unless I find 2 Soul Spikes. And I feel like I do need to win next turn most of the time, so let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, we found 1 Soul Spike, so we're not going to be dying next turn most likely. So yeah, we're going to be discarding 13 cards, so 6. Wait, I miscounted? Good time to miscount. Yeah, okay, we're going to have exactly 16 damage next turn. So, assuming I found a fling. Yes, there's a Rite of Consumption. So we're going to keep a Verdant Catacombs. We're going to keep a... I guess one bad thing would be if they went Karn coding. So maybe I'll keep March of Wretched Sorrow to kill the Karn. So these are the 4 cards I'm almost definitely going to be keeping. I could also keep Thoughtseize, so if they go Karn coding my land, I can Thoughtseize the K command. I think the other option is really Sheoldred. I could also keep another Goyf, so that I could just play a Goyf, let them K command it, and then fling the next one. How many Goyfs? I think I'll just keep another Goyf instead of the Thoughtseize, but... Oh, undo. Okay, so Goyf, March. Okay, discard this Goyf. Okay, fingers crossed. You could just pay 16 life and not worry about Ballista. Yeah, I think so. Okay, they're just holding up K command. Good news. They are not ready for this. I think we have something here, y'all. I really think we got something here. Oh, the fetch land also adds to the count. That's a good thing to remember, too. Is it right, like, instant sack as a cost? That's it. If it wasn't like that, it would be a big problemo. Everyone always goes, Callous Sellsword. Besides the fact that that requires another color to splash, it can be responded to with removal. So, it's great. Did the stream just die yesterday? Magic Online went under some random maintenance that I hadn't seen was happening, so I had to end it early. Yeah, I don't know. When I was testing this on Sunday, I'm like, this is something. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but it was looking pretty interesting. So you definitely have to fetch before you cast your Goyf in those spots because it's an instant. I think I'm just going to bring in the Nature's Claims. It is a little bit awkward if you're going to gain your opponent some life, but they have some lock pieces potentially that could be annoying, like Trinisphere. And what I like about playing Nature's Claim in this archetype is claiming your own Necro usually ends up being a pretty solid line, especially if it's still in your own instep, because then your max hand size goes back up to 7. So I've always liked having a couple claims in the Necro sideboards. Let's go ahead and submit this. Could maybe keep it the March for Karn, but that feels a little bit bad. You convinced me to buy Trash Retron and Paper. Nice, that deck is really, really fun. Really, really fun. Gonna be hard to say no to this hand, despite not having a Break the Ice on the draw. Could Surveil into it. My opponent's at a Mold 6. Let's keep this one. It's great to like already have the Soul Spike too, of course. They're at a Mold 5. They lead on a Waste, so very happy to see that, of course. Happy to see second Soul Spike. Although I was kind of thinking if I drew black card, then I would Soul Spike before I attacked with the Goyf just to get in for a little bit more damage, because then we're going to refill off the Necro, but I don't think I'd want to pitch a second Soul Spike, for whatever that's worth. Also, the Trawlers can sometimes... Ooh. Yeah, let's just go ahead and Break the Ice. Not really a ton of reason to play the Goyf this turn. Ooh, a Flute. I'm getting fluted a lot lately, I guess. They do name Necro, which is bad for me. They have 4 cards in their hand. Then they play a Tron land. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize them. Take the good card. So if they Thought-Knot-Seer me, then... I probably want to save the Soul Spike for Thought-Knot-Seer, or maybe Fleshraker, but if hitting the Seer seems kind of interesting. Okay, we could just Soul Spike here, also, and just start getting in for 2. That feels a little bit bad. I think we just graveyard this. A Boggart Trawler would be a really nice draw, despite me having graveyarded this one. I wasn't playing around this flute to make this 7 power. Honestly, a Serum Powder is not so bad either, because it just gets me 1 close. Oh, wow. It just gets me 1. Like, now I can just top deck a land to play the Necro. Weird game. I have to assert dominance, of course. They play a second basic Swamp, then they play a Mind Stone. So their hand is still Fleshraker, K-Command, Mystery card. We just draw a Rite of Consumption, so I think we attack here. And then if they do Thought-Knot-Seer me, if they go like land Thought-Knot-Seer and I Soul Spike, then the Goyf does become at least 3 power, and I can draw another card. I think you can already play it. This costs 6 mana. I have 5 mana. I did not graduate college, but I think that is not within our range here. Okay. I think it's probably time. It's gonna be a bit awkward if they top deck the land. Okay, they did not they top deck the map, but not the land. They're probably getting another Tron piece instead of Eldrazi Temple, I would guess. Yeah, they get the tower, and it's Thought-Knot-Seer and 3 mystery cards. That's an interesting draw. So I have already Soul Spiked once. I have to get this plus 14. So if I draw 17, I'm going to be discarding... I have 18 in my hand, and then I'll be discarding 13. So this will be 15, but then... Yeah, I feel like this seems fine. I feel like I'm still kind of likely to find a Soul Spike. I want to find a second Rite of Consumption. I won't be able to crack a fetch. Do find the Soul Spike, great. What I don't... Okay, wait, is that a second Rite of Consumption? Okay, that is a second Rite of Consumption, so I'm keeping these 2. And then, do I have another Goyf in the hand? I don't. I guess we keep Break the Ice, and then we also keep Nature's Claim, and then maybe I should keep a Trawler. So this is like my 5-card hand. Hoping that these necro turns start going a little faster. This build is a little bit unique. Is this 6? I guess this is 6. All right, I'll dump the swamp. Keep a plunge to find a Goyf. That's an interesting angle. I only have 5 life points, but I guess I could Nature's Claim and then plunge. I could go claim, plunge into Goyf. If there's another one in my top 8. All right, GG's. I really think this deck is something. I know like you might read the title and be like, we're having some fun today, and you know that might be the case too. We might have done the impossible in Modern, to build a sweet deck that was also pretty dang good. Yeah, that's why I kept the Trawlers, to be able to target ourselves. So, like, on that turn, theoretically, you could target yourselves, attack, and then fling. I also like with this deck that every game is a little bit different. Like with the numbers, like Profane Tutor makes it pretty interesting too. The pattern of Necro into Goyf Plunge kills your opponent on turn 4 really often, which is a good place to be in this like Tron, Flicker, Boros metagame. And then Serum Powder also enables a lot of nutty starts, in addition to giving redundancy to the combo. And all of these things get complemented well by Plunge into Darkness, which can either dig you for Necro or can grow your Goyf. Like having Plunge and Profane Tutor just ties the room together for your card selection and consistency so well. So I guess that's my thesis. Convert Man with 30 months, welcome back. Any plans for the Spotlight series next year? Yes, I am planning to attend a lot more paper tournaments next year. I played, I think, 1 Spotlight series, maybe 2. I think it was just the one in Atlanta. Okay, my opponent has conceded the match. Maybe has some like Pro Tour tech that they don't want to get revealed here. Yesterday, I finally got the honeymoon itinerary planned out. I made a PowerPoint for Esther. It's looking pretty good. 5 days in Tokyo, 5 days in Kyoto, and then 4 day trips to Mount Fuji, Osaka, Nara, and then there's this. I don't remember. I don't know how to say the name of the other city, but it's kind of the city I'm most excited for. All right. Well, 4 cards in their hand. You got a Moxo pool now. Sheoldred's pretty good against them, for whatever that's worth. I think we need to suspend Profane Tutor. Maybe it's better to Fatal Push because we just really need to draw land for the Necro. Not going to Osaka as a throw. We're doing a day trip there. Obviously can't see everything, but we're going to for at least 1 day from Kyoto with like the option to go back if we want to like skip Nara or if we feel like we've done everything in Kyoto in like the first 4 days. Bubba with the 18 months, thank you, welcome back. Sarah with the 26, thank you as well. All right, take this down. All right, we find a land for Necro, although it is a painful one. Let's see if they have the Rebuke. Do not skip Nara. Yeah, I really want to go to Nara. I think that's the one Esther will like the most. Seems like they have a counter spell here. Yeah, congrats. Who was it? Who was married? Wooden Puddle? Congrats, Wooden Puddle. Okay, so this gets countered. That's bad. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to beat the constructs. So if this is a sideboard game here, our Profane Tutor's coming off suspend, and we can just be like, okay, I am grabbing Culling Ritual, and then I'm going to Culling Ritual into Sheoldred. So like having access to Culling Ritual is really, really nice, in addition to a Damnation, a Fate from History, and then these of course. And the Nature's Claim, so maybe not a great matchup game 1. Gonna get a lot better post board. It's possible that we want to kind of move away a little bit from the combo, although we might be light on win cons if that's the case. Okay, what are we getting here? I feel like it kind of has to be a Fatal Push. So I was kind of hoping that we would draw a land and be able to go push, to spin Profane Tutor. As it stands, you're going to go make a construct, and then they have the Welding Jar, which is a pain, but they're going to make another construct equip, and I need to be able to push both of them. So I guess we can try to Thoughtseize their last card, too. Let's go. Welding Jar is looking pretty good. Imagine second Welding Jar here. I want to make them commit the Lava Spur boot, the Springleaf Drum mana to Lava Spur boots. Although it looks like they can double equip, although that doesn't really matter because the Welding Jar is going to tap their creature here. So we're going to Fatal Push in response. They might Welding Jar. They don't Welding Jar, which is interesting. They could forget about Welding Jar, and then that would be what I like to call a freebie. Equip Shadow Spear to Midnight. Okay, I'm going to Fatal Push here, because I have to. Alright, I mean, we're not out of the frying pan yet, but we may in fact be, or we're not out of the fire yet, but we're out of the frying pan. Okay, I suspend a Profane Tutor because that's all I can do. I'm gonna take 3. Now, I guess the big problem. No, I guess if I draw like a Boggart Trawler, my life total might be too low. Dead. Right? 3. Okay, I guess I go to 1. I go to 1 with just March isn't out. Yeah, no. Affinity players love to not crack their bauble and their Welding Jars. Apparently. Highly recommend spending some time walking around Shibuya. Yeah, one of our hotels is like right by Shibuya Station. I spent all day. I was scouring Reddit comments, reading reviews, making a full presentation for Esther. All right, go out honorably and then on to game 2. So matchup gets a lot better post board. We get to bring in our anti-affinity cards. Shocker, right? Now I do kind of feel like I'm interested in moving away a little bit from the combo. I don't feel like this is fully moving away. I think what we could do, I don't think I want the March really. Maybe the March is fine. I'm just like never tutoring it. I think I want to go down a Fatal Push, maybe 2 Fatal Push. And then cut the plunges. Maybe play 1 plunge, 3 right. That seems right. Pun intended. All right, King Wizard. Thank you for Twitch Prime. How much do you think the travel and lodging costs for the trip? Hold on, let me powder this. We're losing a Soul Spike and 1 Rite of Consumption and 2 Thoughtseize to powder. Okay, another one. Okay, this is all of our Soul Spikes if we powder. But if we double powder, then our Goyfs, and we're also losing a Goyf. But our Goyfs will be 14 power and we'll have 3 of them. Let's do it. Okay. So if I powder this, I only have 1 Goyf left in my deck. I could keep this hand and have 2 14, 15 Goyfs. I need to draw a land. I think that's kind of okay to need to draw a land here. Plunge looks a little bit odd in here. No. I don't know what this means. Plunge in the Darkness is a combo card of this deck to make your Goyfs really big, and they both dig for Goyf and dig for your Fling. So I think it's a phenomenal card here, and it can also dig for your Necro. So that's how I'm thinking about the card. Feels not odd to me. All right, if they do draw a 0, they can turn 1. Thoughtcast. Yeah, I did powder a lot of non-lands away, that's true. Yeah, we could have also just mulliganed this hand. I think we were never powdering that hand away. Okay, they find a Midnight, but if I Fatal Push it, then they might not have Mox Opal online, although they are just drawing these 2 cards, so that seems a little less likely. Let's hopefully just draw a land. Okay, I'll take it. Take that too, I think, despite it not being a land. Well, maybe that doesn't make as much sense because I'm just going to be playing Goyf. I think it's probably fine still. Alright, they find a Darksteel Citadel. So hopefully they didn't draw a counterspell, though if they did, that would really kind of countering their construct. Killing Saga is pretty good here. Yeah, we can kill the second Saga, which is nice too. Our Goyf is both large and in charge. We have another one. 2 mana 14. This is kind of like the Leyline Scion games. You just have a 2 mana 14/15. I think that I have underrated Serum Powder Goyf. I know it's taken us some time to get here. I do have one more Serum Powder Goyf shell I want to try. Land would be great to claim and play another Goyf. Serum Powder Goyf, Leyline Scion. Be cool. Giving Goyf lifelink and trample, just like even without Leyline Scion, is kind of interesting. Kind of scared of Aether Spellbomb, but not for sure they're gonna have one here. It is nice, you know, they can't grab a like a Relic of Progenitus to just shrink my Goyf here. Didn't they just draw Midnight and Citadel? I think that there's at least one unknown card in hand, right? Yeah, we know they have Shivan Reef Saga and they had one other card in hand at the time. All right, they got 4 cards in hand now. Will this bauble ever get cracked? It's got Thought Cast or a Thought Monitor. No, a Pinnacle Emissary. Into an Ornithopter. We might see like a double block on the Cosmogoyf. We also might just see a chump block. Land would be so nice. Okay, so what's fun about this is it makes any Goyf hit lethal. Let's attack here, and then if they double block, we can Nature's Claim. We can actually Nature's Claim Shadow Spear of Moxopol, because then these will shrink to 7/7. And then, yeah, if they just block here, then we can play another Goyf and just kind of put them in the double abyss. Very fun. Pull back from Eternity Powder with Goyf. What does Pull from Eternity do in this situation? Because it puts it in your graveyard, not your hand. They play the Saga. They can play Pinnacle Emissary, if that's all they have, but they also have 2 unknowns. Second Opal, so we really need them to not make a construct that's bigger than our Goyfs. It's going to be a little bit difficult for them to do that with 2 cards in their hand, but Pinnacle Emissary is a really crazy card. Best case scenario, they're Shadow Spear equipping, which they can still do after playing this drum. They're 10/10s. They have 1, even if their last card is a 0 mana artifact, these are going to be 13 power, which is not big enough to get through my Cosmogoyf. It will put me to 1 life point. It's not very high. Why no Shadow Spear in this deck? Not worth it with Couch. Well, we don't have Urza Saga, so if your question is why we don't have like a random Shadow Spear we could like draw and equip, like how would you just play 1 copy and just hope? I mean, I guess you could maybe do that. It's also only good if your Cosmogoyf lives, and like we're already playing 4 Rite of Consumptions as kind of like an immediate Shadow Spear almost. That's the way you want to think about it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take 11 down to 4, and then they're going to gain 11 up to 29. If I Nature's Claim this, then our opponent goes up to 33, and then I'm hitting them for 28. But I could now I could Nature's Claim this, hit them for 18, and then fling them for another 14. Or sorry, hit them for 28, and then fling them for another 14. Which is well over 33. Really nice to win game 2. I guess we did draw Nature's Claim, but not a mass artifact sweeper. Very cool game. This deck really is something. I don't know exactly what that something is yet, but it is something. Okay, so on the draw for game 3. I kind of want 1 more push on the draw. Maybe over at March. Although I don't know, maybe March is better on the draw. We could have Profane Tutor, actually. No, we can't. Profane Tutor is too nuts with all the 4s. Not cut that. We cut the last Plunge. It may not be good, but it's great. I think it's at least good. I know what you mean that you're enjoying it, but the deck is at least it's at least like incredibly interesting and powerful. I don't know. I'm really excited about this one. You were talking about another powder deck, pull from eternity was my guess. Ah, I see, I see. No, the other deck, I want to... So if you remember when Bright Glass Gearhulk came out, we had a Mox Opal Ketramos Bright Glass Gearhulk shell. I feel like that would be a really good candidate to play Serum Powder in, because you're already a Ketramos deck, you're already a Relic of Progenitus deck, you're an artifact deck. I don't know if I'd be still playing Bright Glass Gearhulk, maybe one or two, but I think that could be kind of an interesting show. And then like maybe having Goyf and Ketramos gives you enough resiliency to the artifact sweepers. And maybe not, not sure. I do think there could... I do agree that like having a Serum Powder Scion of Draco Leyline deck is really cool. And it's also really cool that just Scion of Draco makes Goyf lifelink trample without Leyline. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know if this would be like Domain Zoo, just like a Domain Zoo with Leyline Scion and Ketramos. You can play Frog as another Ketramos enabler in Domain Zoo. That's something that's kind of tested. You also have Kavu, which can self-exile. Frog, of course, also enables Goyf. It's probably a little bit worse than it is good. I don't know, but it sounds very fun if you could figure out a way to play this package of cards somehow. I've also been like the 3/2 can't be countered, creature spells can't be countered, damage can't be prevented, haste card. That card just looks so fun, but maybe if the ring was still legal, you could play it. Did we submit? I'm pretty sure I submitted. No, it didn't. Okay. Well, -1 fatal push, I guess. This hand could be too slow on the draw. Yeah, I think if we were missing, if one of these Necros or Profane Tutors was like a land or interactive spell, we could probably keep, but I think a little too slow on the draw here. So this hand can turn 2 Profane Tutor, turn 3 Necro potentially, and then it can set up for a big ritual. That being said, it is very tempting to powder. I think this hand is too good to powder. Just the fact that our Profane Tutor sets up for turn 4, big artifact sweeper, we gotta keep. But yeah, of course the powder is always incredibly tempting. They've got a very strong start. So why don't I keep this and plan to Profane Tutor on turn 2, and then play the Goyf on turn 3 with plus Surveil, probably not play the Necro. Just powder. I think this is a totally fine keep. I think powdering was fine. I think figuring out these kind of sequencing mulligan decisions, it's going to take some time. I at the very least didn't feel super confident in our decision point either way there. Okay, so we're going to Profane Tutor, then they're going to make a Saga token, then we're going to make a Chump Blocker, we're going to Chump Block, then we're going to try to Wrath them. Card Life's Legacy. Draw cards equal to sacrifice creature's power. I think you're just... It seems a little worse than just deleting your opponent from the game, right? The best draw is like a Nature's Claim or a Fatal Push. Although, honestly, a Goyf's not that different from that, because we should be able to untap and sweep them. So I imagine this game is likely going to come down to, does my opponent have a counterspell in their hand? Although Thought Monitor might be able to speed their clock up by a turn. We're taking 2 down to 17, and then we're going to take another 4 from these next turn. And then they're going to haste a Saga token too. So we might be kind of cooked. We drew Culling Ritual. Maybe a turn too slow. I think this hand was a fine keep, but just maybe on the draw, not going to be fast enough. Given that the Goyf itself seems so important, how consistently can I get a hold of it? Incredibly consistent. We're a Necrodominance, Plunge into Darkness, Profane Tutor deck. Serum Powder also. So I think we're taking like 12 from one construct. Maybe 11, best case scenario. Then 11 plus 4 is 15. So maybe we're alive. Should we go up to 23 lands? Maybe. Pretty early. I think that Serum Powder and Plunge into Darkness, they do go a long way towards hitting your land drops. I would certainly love to hear if you're interested in going up a land, what you would cut to make that change, but I think that would be fine. All right, so we take 12. Yes, this is still like territory to live. And we can Profane Tutor for a basic swamp. Yeah, right now this puts us at 1 life. No, we're at 0 exactly. Don't have the mana though to sweep. Well, yeah, next turn. if we were to get a next turn, I mean, I'll just block to make sure I counted correctly here. All right. Interesting timing there. This should be 14 or 17. Exact seized. All right, we have a turn 3 Necro +2 interactive spells, easy keep. Opponents on a mull to 6, and they lead on a Sacred Foundry on the play. They play a Ragavan. I'm going to be kind of interested in Thoughtseize plus Soul Spike this turn. So if I can go Soul Spike pitching both Trawlers, but then I'm going to be missing a land for the Necro. I think we can't do. Planning on playing any of the new Vintage Cube on stream. We did a little bit last week. Like a lot of times, if like I've been streaming for like 4 hours ish or 3.5, I'll want to do a little bit more, but I don't want to start a whole nother Modern League. But sometimes I'm down to just do a cube draft. So I'm definitely open to the thought. We draw Serum Powder, which is certainly a little bit awkward. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I just snap took the bombardment there. The charm was definitely the better of the 2 cards. Like my brain just didn't register it as a real card. So hopefully they draw something like a Flage that they tap out for, but okay, perfect. Very lucky. Lucky and a little sloppy. All right, so we're going to be bolting down to 14 if we don't draw a different card. Okay, that's nice. And then I think I'm interested in just not playing Magic with them and just trying to cheese them a little bit here. So let's Soul Spike first. I guess I need to do a little bit of math actually. So let's assume they're hitting me for 4 down to. They're hitting me for 4 down to 16. If I draw 15 cards, I'm going to be discarding 11 of them, which is going to make my Goyf 14 power, which is exactly enough to kill them except for this 1 point of damage. So if I have a deck size of 49 and I draw another 19 cards and there are 3 more Soul Spikes in my deck, I have 93% to hit. So let's just go ahead and do that, I think. I typed 29, not 19? Oh. Dang, I didn't graduate college, huh? 78. Still, maybe a little unlucky. I don't know if I would have reassessed. I don't know what I would have reassessed to. I have kind of hated March against Boros because of their bombardments. The claims are also kind of interesting. At least like the first copy. That seemed kind of nice. The plunges seem pretty painful. I can probably play 1. Yeah, it might still have been the correct play at 78, but I would have reassessed, and then it's possible that with some matchup experience you just know not to do that. I hate all my removal against bombardments. Yeah. Okay, so we're probably going to be Profane Tutoring for Culling Ritual next turn. We can also... So we're not going to be able to make a lot of mana off the Culling Ritual because they're going to sack their board, I imagine. So it might be the case that plunging into darkness this turn isn't really a priority. It's probably still fine to like plunge for like 6-ish. We'll see what they do this turn. They just hold up Thraben Charm, it looks like. So I plunge for 6. I think that's probably a good number. Or you claim now. I feel like claiming is a little bit of a spew. I guess I could like claim the bombardment and then damnation, but I feel like I just want a Culling Ritual then save the damnation. Okay, then we take second Cosmogoyf. We could play double Goyf. Oh, sorry, probably not before our Culling Ritual, huh? I'm a little bit worried about a Blood Moon, I think. I'm just going to be a little bit worried about it. I think that despite this being also very painful, we now have the Soul Spike to compensate a little bit. So we're going to go down to 4, which also doesn't put us dead to a Flage. And we have access to Spike to live, especially, which is also even better if we draw another black card. Makes my Goyf 7 power. Yeah, it's fun how Profane Tutor buffs Goyf, I agree. They also like definitely have a Thraben Charm. Dashes Ragavan. We could Soul Spike that so they don't go land Flage. I do hate losing this Goyf, but I think that's okay. Like, land Flage is such a headache. They don't have the land. Seven, 8 Goyf. I like that we have a Nature's Claim for a Static Prison, too. We can also maybe combo Nature's Claim and Serum Powder. Was Pillage the Bog consideration over Plunge? I did think about Pillage the Bog. It's possible that it is better, because we may be good on enablers, but I mean, it does seem to be a good enabler for the Goyf this game. You know, I think it's also like kind of the weirder card, and so a lot of times I like to put a priority on playing these kinds of cards we don't get to play very often. I guess we go Powder plus Profane Tutor here, and maybe I should have attacked for. Did we cast a Plunge single time today? We cast Plunge this game. That's the reason why this Goyf is so big. We might Profane Tutor for Plunge, depending on what my life total looks. If I can like claim the Serum Powder also. Okay, thankfully it's a Fabled, not a Spyro. Although neither are particularly good for me. I'm down to 6. Profane Tutor ticks down. Big draw step. Not a great draw. So I feel like a Flage is going to discard here. They won't necessarily have land number 4. Okay, no Flage in discard. They do discard the Thraben Charm that we were suspicious they had. Was there a line where you claimed the Fable? I think I just have to claim my own powder here almost every time. think I would have claimed insteps. They don't discard. I think that it's hard to know exactly what they drew, right? But I think we're dead if we take that line a really big chunk of the time. Okay, now we do have a Profane Tutor coming down. Getting another Culling Ritual seems okay. Anything else? I don't think so. Samurai with the 13 months. Thank you. Welcome back. The chance one of 0 point valid is playable as board wipe to grab Profane. I mean, we have a lot of board wipes to grab with Profane Tutor. I don't really feel like 0 point valid's better than any of the other ones we're playing at the moment. Why did they float a mana here? Alright, I do feel like for the most part drawing 2 puts me pretty dead. Okay, I think that that's even just kind of best case scenario almost. Maybe I should Thoughtseize them. Just go down to 1. Their hand is a Johnny Ocelot Pride. How? How is that your hand? Oh, they sacked the treasure for white. Sorry, for some reason I didn't see that. Okay, so we can draw Damnation. I can't believe you played the Necro. I think you wanted to just roll over and die. I don't know. I didn't feel like we could draw Soul Spike. We could draw Nature's Claim. We could draw Damnation. Okay, so we do have 2 lands. We have the Goyf. We have the Plunge. Yeah, let's keep this on the draw. They might be tempted to take my Trawler. Thoughts of the Scales, Tezzeret. Scales, Scale Cutter, Tez Munitions as best mobile deck. That's a Scales deck? I liked our Tezzeret Munitions deck a lot. I feel like the Steel Cutters were that important, despite them being really powerful. I think you can play Steel Cutter. I don't think you should play Hardened Scales with almost. I mean, you could maybe play with Tezzeret, but not with Munitions and Steel Cutter. Playing 1 life does nothing since you would draw the next turn. Not if there's a Necro in play. So like if there's a Necro in play and I draw Sheoldred, then I get to start that chain rolling, right? I think I was going to pay 2. Do I want a second Plunge into Darkness? Probably not. Is Steel Cutter somehow washed now? It's at least a little bit washed. Which of those 3 is the best double deck? I don't know. I did really like the Tezzeret Munitions deck we played, but not 100% sure, I guess. They grab a Solitude. They're down to 13. I think I want to Thoughtseize. I might just take the Solitude, but they also might have a Wisp. They have a second Overlord, and they also have an Emperor. We need to take the Overlord. And I'm pretty interested in just trying to find 1 more mana and then plunge into Goyf plus Fling before they can really do anything about it. Although I guess them having this Lightning Bolt is kind of problematic for that plan. Opponent growing my Goyf. There's the land that I was just wishing for. So it's weird, right? Where now if I go ahead and I march this, then I need to they can I took the Overlord, sorry. I need to do this now so they can't adapt in response to my removal spell. I could play Swamp and I could pay the mana and then I could try to win over the course of 2 turns, which I guess that's going to be it, because I really just hate having to like bank on drawing the land, if that makes sense. So we could just march, gain 4 life up to like a pretty comfortable 21. Then we can plunge down to make sure we're at 4 life because of the bolt. Okay, they top deck Flicker Wisp. graveyard a Flage. They return the Flage. And then they do not bolt my Goyf end of turn like I was hoping they would. Kind of brutal that they played around the plunge. I guess I could have plunged first. I don't have to choose the amount of life I pay until this resolves. Okay. So they didn't respawn with the bolt still. So I can't pay any more. The maximum amount of life I can pay here is 6, putting me down to 11. 12. I can pay 11. That way I'm not dead to the bolt. And then this is 12 power. The problem is this is only 12 power. How do I get this extra? Oh, they're also going to be gaining 3 up to... Okay, so maybe what I want to do is get this up to... If it's going to have 3 damage plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 is 11. So I would need to pay 9? The Spin Tutor is 1. Yeah, I think the problem is they're getting 3. So I don't think I'm trying to go for the combo kill. I think I'm just paying 9 to make a big Goyf and then find a good card. A Goyf that survives the Overlord attack plus the bolt. Unless I've just totally miscounted. I guess we're here now. So I can take the Fling. So what I like about taking Fling is that they do have to block. Otherwise they die, right? Because this is we're gonna put 8, so this is gonna be 10 power, 11 toughness. Oh my gosh, I did miscount. 3. Yeah, I'm putting 8, 10, 11 toughness. So they can bolt after I block. So that's a pain. So I guess I just grab Sheoldred. So I need to pay 1 more. They don't attack with the Flicker Wisp, which is interesting. Yeah, they do just find the white card for Solitude. All of this is a little bit moot. Down to 14. Their last card is a Lightning Bolt. I draw a Rite of Consumption anyways. They have a Flage that they can escape next turn. Or they can just pick up the Solitude again off the Overlord. Yeah, I think what I miscounted was the card you grab off the Plunge is -1. Okay, so they're down to 13. We thought about adding Temple for K Command and Devourer. Well, it's a lot more complicated than that because you need to have a lot of colorless sources for K Command. It can't just be 4 Temples. And it's tough to play with your triple black deck. So I think for the most part, it's not something I'm interested in. Okay, will they just Solitude me? They do just Solitude me. It looks like we're going to be like 1 damage short of top decking a Goyf for lethal. Instead, they return Flage, which is kind of weird. So what happens if I just take 8? If I take 8, I go to 6. I die to Bolt plus Flage. So we need to block. Takes Profane Tutor. So sadly, the Flage gets them to a high enough life total where top deck Goyf isn't lethal. But now I've top decked a Trawler to exile their Flage. The last card is still Lightning Bolt. Very interesting series here. I might just plunge to like sack Trawler, kill Flicker Wisp to to keep my life total high so Necros an out, that Plunge is an out. I'm taking 3 down to 5. Y'all, I think we're about to win this one. They're at 11. My Goyf is 11. All right. Oh, right. Only goes Dome. That's right. Cool. not what I thought I was gonna win there. Let's bring in the Damnation. And then we can consider like some amount of Veil of Summer. Their build is a little bit weird. They're playing Bowmaster, they're playing Emperor, they're obviously playing Bolt, and they're playing Flage. This kind of feel like 3 Rite of Consumptions is maybe just the right number. Yeah, I don't know. Claim for Overlord feels so weak to me. We're gonna have like 3 choices to lock up the game and went wrong every time. Maybe. I mean, our deck's kind of weird to play against. I don't think that any of the choices they made were super unreasonable. Like them not bolting the Trawlers. I think totally fine. My opponent has lost connection. So I think I might want to make a couple of changes to the deck before we go to the next round. Like, I think I'm interested in 5th Swamp. What's nice about 5th Swamp is it gives you more like painless lands to play. Main mistake was not getting Solitude and letting you trade with Overlord. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that was the main mistake. Seems pretty reasonable. I think I do want to cut the 4th right. I think that was a good suggestion to go +1 land. I think I just want it to be the 5th basic swamp. Maybe it could be a Takenuma. Yeah, I think the first Takenuma. I like being able to buy back the Trawler, and it feels like it's also a painless land, and I think we're like reasonable. We have enough. I think we want 4 fetchable swamps. I think we can fit a Takenuma in there. I'm not sure if I want to change the sideboard at all. Okay, so we're on the draw. We have like a pretty reasonable hand, but it also has a powder. I think I'm going to powder despite being -1 Goyf here, and then powder again. Okay, I don't think I am in the mulligan business on this hand, but it is really nice that our Goyfs are going to be really, like our ability to turn 4 kill here is really, really likely. Okay, best draw possible, I think. I gotta take the Bowmasters. Verge is a really good spike. Well, the problem with the green-black Verge is that it enters and taps for green instead of tapping for black. So that's a big issue I have with the card. I agree that you could play some amount, but I'm not really convinced that any Verge is better than like the 8th fetch land or like the 3rd Surveil land or the 3rd Overgrown Tomb. And I think playing 3 Overgrown Tombs is really important because one, we have double green in the sideboard, but also when we're playing Serum Powder, like I want to be able to comfortably Serum Powder away 1 or 2 Overgrown Tombs. I don't want that to be like this annoying thing. They might get another Bowmaster. We do have this Profane Tutor in suspend. Imagine they get Wasteland Strangler to process my Profane Tutor away. They get an Orcish Bowmaster, but I can plan to march that when I go for Necro. Or just Thoughtseize it. They have another Recruiter. I think since I'm probably going to be Necroing next turn, I just care about my life total being as high as possible. 1 Eternal Scourge. What's the idea? Just we get a random 3-mana 3/3 sometimes? Doesn't seem very good. Alright, so they flage me. So if they draw a fetch land, they are 1 short of escaping the flage. I only have 2 Goyfs left in the deck if I Soul Spike pitching this one. But I also just kind of want to draw as many cards off the Necro as possible. Seems like drawing 10 should be fine. I already have 14 in exile. 1 Sheoldred away from Kihira, huh? The Sheoldred is a pretty important Profane Tutor target. Kihira would let us play the first Force of Vigor pretty comfortably, though. A lot of Soul Spikes. I did not find a Fling. might just march the recruiter. I think I'm just gonna soul spike them again. Keep up the push. Oh, it's Boggart Trawler. Yeah, never mind. Does the black-green verge start on black or green? It starts on green, which is... we would be playing a bunch of them if they started on black. Okay. So that's... Never mind. I mean, there's 4 left in the deck. You know, this game kind of makes me think maybe we do want all 4 Rite of Consumption so we can just reliably hit it. It is one that you just don't want to draw 2 copies of. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited about this deck. Let's play another league with the Takenuma. Let's do one with 23 lands.